Dr. Chris. I'm a practicing chiropractor. I'm the founder of Muscle Care. I see 55,000 patient visits a year in my practice. We understand pain. If you or anyone that you know is standing all day, whether it be assembly line work or at a restaurant, whatever it may be, and it's just one position all day long, those feet, the back, the legs, etc., they can get tired. Give them this mini series of stretches. I strongly suggest it will help them tremendously get through their day more easily. The Super 6 rules to stretch are: warm up, be gentle, no sharp pain, breathe, always do both sides, don't bounce, and always hold for at least 30 seconds or until you feel the muscle relax. Now that you're warmed up, let's get some relief from the aches and pain that's come from standing too much. For an effective side of neck stretch, let's keep the feet shoulder width apart. The pelvis is square to the ground and your hips are right under your shoulders. Your ears are over top of your shoulders. And all you're gonna do is keep your nose straight ahead and tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Do not let your nose point down. The nose stays straight ahead. You're trying to get 45 degrees. And remember your Super 6 rules. You're gonna do the other side the same way. For the back of neck stretch, stand, feet shoulder width apart, pelvis square, slight pelvic tilt if you'd like, shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders. And now, in order to get the back neck muscles, what you'll do is simply rotate your face to the right, keeping the jaw parallel to the ground. And again, go to comfort. If there's any sharp end feel, back it off a little bit. You feel dizzy, back it off and do less. Go into your side stretch, ear to shoulder. Do not let the nose tilt down. Keep it straight ahead. And then rotate the nose up to the left. You'll stretch the front of the left side of the neck. If you want more, hold your arms behind you for more stretch of the connective tissue of the front of the neck and the anterior chest wall or the front of chest. Do the same on the other side. What we're going to do now is a torso stretch. Hips should be right under the shoulders, ears should be right over top of shoulders, and you'll do a torso stretch. You can hold your hips and just twist the spine and the neck all the way up to the top in rotation to the left. Do not move your hips. As you've done this stretch and you've held it for 30, then for more stretch, you can turn your pelvis further to the one side. Do both stretches equally on both sides. For the side of spine, make sure that you actually open up your legs. They're wider than shoulder width for stability. Put your left hand on the left side of your lateral left leg or hip. The right arm goes straight up in the air and you lean to the left side. So your right arm should be pointing to the left and it should be straight all of the time. Do both sides exactly the same. Now, for the front of leg or quadricep, we call it stretch, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're standing holding a wall with one hand, the right hand, and then you'll pull your left heel up to your buttock and you'll grab the front of the ankle on the left with your left hand. Try to hold that foot and heel as close to your left buttock as humanly possible, and that's when you go through those Super 6 rules of stretch. Now remember, again, this may be tight, you may not be able to get it all the way there. It's not essential that you touch your heel to your buttock, just as long as you feel the front of leg stretching. Do both sides. Once we want to do our hip flexor stretch, we can roll directly from our front of thigh or quadricep stretch. We can put our right hand on a chair for support. And all we do is, as we want to stretch our hip flexor, it's important that we try to pull our left leg back. So the left thigh, you're trying to get it closer and closer to parallel to the ground as you hinge at your waist and you move forward. So when your body is really doing this well and your hip flexors are stretched out, you'll be able to make a T. Your right leg is on the ground, that's the bottom of the T, and your torso and your left thigh create the top of the T. For the tricep stretch, it's really important that you stand with your feet shoulder width apart and you keep the ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hip. The right arm reaches up, bends to 90 degrees over the back of the head. Still keep the head up. Many people want to drop the head forward. That's not what we want to do. Reach up with the left arm, grab the right elbow, and pull to the side, okay? pull over to the left side, stretch the armpit and the back of the tricep on the right side. And if you lean more to the left, you get more latissimus and tricep stretching at the same time. Make sure you do both sides. For the lower chest stretch, the right arm, for example, has to go 45 degrees above the horizontal. So it reaches up, making sure that the palm of the hand is held onto something tight and strong like a wall or a post. And if you can actually extend the wrist or the fingers backward while you do that and turn your body away from that side, including the head and neck, you're gonna stretch all the connective tissue of the chest and the neck that all work together. If you're doing back extension, back flexion while you're on your hands and on your knees, that's called a tabletop. Start in a tabletop where the spine and the neck are perfectly straight. Then, simply letting the tummy drop forward to the ground, arc the back, look up. Let's open up the front of those neck muscles that are tight from looking down at our phones all day. Let's get that extension in the back. So arcing is fantastic. Hold that for 30 seconds. Once you've done that, reverse. Go into a C curve, looking downwards. Again, don't make it hurt. Just gentle stretch. And I'd advise staying in that position for flexion shorter, 15 seconds, and then go back into extension, because that's where you're gonna get the most amount of benefit in today's society that we live in. For the half kneeling front of shin stretch, this is not for everyone. So if you've got knee issues, do not do it. What you do is kneeling down on the ground, having your legs, your shins go back behind you, and the toes pointed so the back or the top of the foot is on the ground. You're opening up the front of the ankle. You're stretching the shins. Keep your body up straight. And as you get comfortable with that, you can slowly lean backwards, bending the knee more, stretching the shin muscles more. But I really want to caution you, don't sit back fully on the knees. That puts a lot of stress on the ligaments that weaken, and again, can affect our knees down the road. You can do this standing or lying down, but if you're gonna stand, hold a chair, lift up the right knee to 90 degrees so that the thigh is parallel to the ground, and grab that right knee with your left hand and pull it so it rotates to the side. Try not to twist your upper body. Try to keep your upper body straight ahead, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hip, and twist to the side. You can do this lying down as well if you have balance issues or dizziness problems. To do the supine or lying on your back groin stretch, lie flat on your back, arms straight, palms on the floor on each side for balance. Bring your knees, bend them at 90 degrees, keep the feet flat on the floor, touch the knees together, and then let the knees fall out. And if you can just let your ankles roll with it so that the bottoms of the feet touch together and the legs go out, that will open the groin tissues and the hip flexors somewhat. It's a great stretch, especially for those that skate or do hockey, that sort of thing. Everybody forgets to activate their feet and take care of them. This is why a lot of people suffer from cramping in the arches and the calves. So you can sit in your chair, you can do it in your car, you can do it on the bus, you can do it anywhere, you can do it standing. Just literally point the toes, let the toes curl down, hold for 30, and then bring the ankle back up, and pull the toes back toward you. Make sure you're getting toe flexion, toe extension, and you'll find if you do that, you'll go from a lazy, more shuffle-like walk where you're actually toeing off. Take care of your toes. The hamstring stretch using the chair or using support is great for those people that have balance issues. In fact, if there's a little balance issue, this is the one to do. If you've got lots of balance issues, let's stretch the hamstrings seated on the floor. But in this case, let's keep our legs virtually shoulder width apart, almost perfectly straight. Slight bend if you have to. Bend or hinge at the waist. Use the chair for support. And again, just get closer and closer to that chair as you can. The full body stretch. Let's stand, feet shoulder width apart, pelvis square, shoulders over pelvis, ears over shoulder, arms up in the air, straight up in the air to the sides of our ears. They don't lean forward, they don't lean back, and they reach up. We hold that, we deep breathe, and then if we really want more stretch, we go up on our tippy toes and try to reach the sky. You feeling better? I knew you would. Listen, why don't you continue your pain-free journey by clicking the link in the description below and access my full stretching series and share the relief of pain and stress with friends and family. And you know what? If you really want to feel even better, why don't you try this? Muscle Care is the new sub-topical, all-natural, evidence-based pain, spasm, and inflammation reliever. You're going to love it. It's easy to use, simple to put on, no mess, no fuss. It's a roll-on. I'm Dr. Chris, and have a great day.